everyone. How are you today? It is Sunday, November 26th, 27th, something like that, 2023. I am Amy Williams, an independent Stampin' Demonstrator. Thank you for joining me today. I haven't been here in 2 weeks. It's probably one of the longest times I've ever gone. It was kind of a crazy week. I thought I was going to do it 2 weeks ago, but quite honestly, I got sick. I just got a cold and I couldn't shake it, and I just did not want to be doing that the whole time, and I just really did not feel good. And then last weekend, we were in we went to Fossil Rim. I got to feed the giraffes. It was the coolest thing. If you live in Texas and you've never been to Fossil Rim, it's near Glenrose. Oh, you've got to go. It is so fun. We went into Glenrose and shopped a little bit. We went into Heiko and shopped a little bit. It was so fun. And I literally got to feed a giraffe out of my hand, and they were just, it was so cool. So that was, we didn't even take kids. I mean, it was just 4 of us, our best friends. So anyway, highly suggest that. But now I'm back. And this is something that I saw on Facebook. I saw a lady who'd done this card, and she had used these coffee filters. And she goes, I got them on Temu, whatever that is. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? I won't shop at Temu. I'm a very firm believer in copyright laws, and they don't subscribe to that. So I won't shop for them. So I was like, I'm gonna find on Amazon. And of course I did. I trust Amazon better. I don't know if that's any better, but I just can't use the Temu app or any of their stuff. Let me just tell you this. If you could like and subscribe, I would truly appreciate that. And also, I have a Facebook group called Stampin' with Amy. I'd love for you to join. I put some tips on there. I don't post all the time. I do better sometimes. I haven't done that well lately, but I promise to do better. And if you need a demonstrator, see anything you want, please consider me as your demonstrator. I would be honored to be your demonstrator. So back to this. She did it. She goes, someday I'll get around to doing a video. And I was like, okay. And I had some ideas going on in my head because, I love our alcohol-based markers. I absolutely love them. But they're pricey, and I know not everybody can afford that. So I wanted to try using re-inkers and alcohol and putting that together. So that's kind of what I came up with this. And so I'm pretty excited, and I'm really happy with how it came out. Let me flip the camera and show you what we're going to do today. And let's get started. Here we go. All right. So let me do this. Now this right here, this, hold on. I just got out of the little thingy. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to get my camera angles better, and that's obviously not better. So here we go. There we go. This is right here. This is not anything special other than it is a cutting board. Never again will I use this cutting board in the kitchen. I promise. This is a craft room cutting board. It is 1,000,000 years old. You can see all the cuts in it, but this is a craft room only. Once you put stuff on there, please don't go to your kitchen with it. Okay, so here is what we're doing today. Here is the first one I did, okay? And you can see this is the coffee filters I used, all right? And then after I did that, I was like, oh, you know what? That's really pretty. And I was going to make it into a shaker card. And that didn't quite work for me. I didn't like the shaker card with it because it didn't work. But what I did love was the look of the, what is that? Window sheets over it. And I don't know if you can see, I know you can see my light, but it gives it a shine, and it doesn't show up on camera. And I don't know if you can really see the difference of the two, But I'm going to tell you, this gives it a shine. And to me, it looks like it's a fancy piece of artwork that you've put into a card, if that makes sense. And these are all different ones. These are all from the same sheet. Okay, same colors. And then this one, I loved this one. These are just some flowers I cut out of the coffee filter and just made them into flowers. And so again, these cards, obviously they're not done. This is just a beginning of these cards. So I'm going to show you what we did and how we did it. Okay. And then it does take a hot minute to dry. So I've got some already done, but I'm going to show you what I used. All right. So this is what I bought. Disposable cold brew filter packs. This is a 30 pack. And so it's single use only. This is by Impressa. So I'm going to get one out. Okay. And you can see this. And I like that they're flat. Okay. And I know we've used coffee filters before. I know that's not something that's necessarily new, but I've never seen these flat ones. And they are, so when you do it, obviously you would put your coffee. I should get glasses on so I can see this. All right. So these open. Okay. So there's two, you know, obviously you put your coffee in here. I am going to do this with both sides, okay? It's going to go through both sides and you're going to see the beauty. I'm going to open up the ones I've made. I haven't opened them because I want it to be a surprise to all of us. And it could be a happy surprise or it could be a scary surprise, but we're going to hope it's a happy surprise. Okay, so here's what we've got. I'm going to lift the camera a little bit more so that you can kind of see where I'm working. Okay, I have... These are just little paint trays that I bought, again, on Amazon. Cheap, cheap, almost free, okay? And then I'm using, the colors I'm using today are Blueberry Bushel, Blackberry Bliss, Berry Burst, and Pretty Peacock. I wanted this to have a beautiful jewel-toned effect. I'm trying to get this higher. Ah, that's what I really needed. I really needed just a little bit higher. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to put this to the side here. All right, let me kind of, I want you to get to see everything that I'm using. So here's this. Here are these, okay? I'm also using 91% isopropyl alcohol. I bought this at Walgreens. You can buy isopropyl alcohol on Facebook, or yeah, on, not Facebook, Amazon. But I'm going to tell you when I bought it, it had opened and evaporated and there was nothing there. So that's what I used. I am also using these little droppers, okay? Now, you can also use a paintbrush, okay? So I have some paintbrushes here. I'm going to show you kind of both what I'm going to do, but we're going to start with this. Okay, so into this, I'm going to put a couple drops of my re-inker, okay? That ended up being 3. I think I only meant to do 2. That was Berry Burst. Now I'm going to do Blackberry Bliss, and I'm going to skip one each time. And here's why. Sometimes I'm messy. That shouldn't surprise anyone. I'm going to do Pretty Peacock next. And I found that I kind of got them a little bit messed up. I always find this one actually is a thicker ink to me. And then Blueberry Bushel. And I'm going to show you the one I also did one that was in, well, I'll show you the other ones later. I did one with, I can't even remember what it was. Misty Moonlight. It did not turn out good. I did not like it. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add isopropyl alcohol to each one of these. And yes, I will be messy. Okay. So I'm going to do that. And you can already see I've messed that up. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do that. Now I did get a little bit on here and that's okay because what I'm going to do next, I'm going to pretty much soak this in alcohol. So I'm going to do this. My son was visiting from Georgia and he's like, Mom, it kind of smells in here. And I was like, yeah, I know. Just deal with it. Okay. So I'm going to let that go. I just want to wet this down. Okay. Now I'm going to start and I'm going to use my little thing. to kind of stir this up a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to pull it in, and I've got it like this. So then I'm just adding drops. Okay. And when I first did this, I was like, oh, that's too bright. So that's why I went with Blackberry Bliss next. And I'm going to use a different one for each one, just because it kind of gets in there, but you don't necessarily have to. So I'm going to clean this. I mean, I stir it up a little bit. The more ink you have, the more concentrated it is. But you can already see how this is, it just spreads, okay? Kind of like when you use the alcohol markers. That's all I'm going to do with that one. Oh, I'm going to do a little bit right there. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the Blueberry Bushel. And I loved the, just the intensity of this. I just loved it. So this blue just thought it looked gorgeous. All right, so I've got that. Now I'm gonna add my Pretty Peacock, which if you know me, you know this is probably one of my favorite colors. It's just a gorgeous color. And you can see it's kind of doing this. Now, I'm going to add some more alcohol to this because I really want this pretty doused, okay? And I do close my thing each time, okay? Now, I'm gonna keep going with this, but I am gonna kind of brush it a bit. I'm gonna use this and just kind of move that ink a little bit and let it kind of go around. You see how that kind of, I don't know, just kind of, I don't want to muddy it too much because I did a little bit there. Let's add a little more alcohol. Again, no, you can never have too much alcohol, right? Well, you can. All right, let's get, I think I need some more Blackberry Bliss in this. All right, let's get a little bit there. Okay, and you're gonna see how this is going to just, it's just, in my opinion, it comes alive. I just love the way this comes alive. I want that to be a little more out there. Now, I've got this pretty wet, and I know that. I'm gonna next take my heat gun, and I'm gonna heat this, okay? This is gonna move it a bit, okay? And it does take a little bit of time to dry, okay? It does. I know that. And if I wanted to add more, I absolutely could. But I just want you to see what it's going to do. It does certainly lighten as it dries. But I really want to see some of these. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to add just a little bit here and just see what you can do. You know, you can kind of see it and move it. Okay, I didn't do very much of the, I don't think I did a lot of this for some reason. So I'm going to add quite a bit more alcohol to this. And do you see how it comes pretty light when I do that? So I'm adding some more of this Pretty Peacock, but I'm adding it with quite a bit of alcohol to it, okay? So I'm going to really, I hope you can hear me over this. I think you can. I'm pretty loud. I want to see these little ridges in here, okay? And I know this takes a bit of time, but I really, really want you to see what it does, okay? I really want you to see what it does. And I can lift this up. Yeah, there's a lot of alcohol under here. This has to dry. I know that. So I'm going to kind of do this. But I love how that does underneath. And I wonder if I added a whole nother one underneath, what that would do. Ooh, I bet that would be gorgeous. Okay. So I know this, as I said, I know it takes time. The great thing about this, when you do it, you're getting 2 layers, and they, I guarantee you, are going to look so different. Okay? They're just going to look so different that it's just truly cool. All right, let's pull that up again, dry this a bit. Luckily, alcohol dries pretty quick. I say that and it's not drying very quick. Let's do this. Hold on. I'm going to pull this up. And I'm going to take my towel and kind of blot it dry. Because that will help. Okay. This back here. And I didn't turn it off because I really wanted to, there we go. Do you see? Hopefully you can see where this is starting to dry, and it almost has a crinkled effect, okay? I actually think this is the back. This was the front. Okay. Not that it matters a ton. So you can see right here how it's lightening up, and things are starting to kind of, in my opinion, happen. Okay. Can you see that? Do you see those looks? It's just this, look at that beautiful stuff right in there. Oh, I love how that looks. And everything is different. It's never going to come out the same, ever. Obviously, because you're working with this kind of a medium, it would never look the same. And you can see how it's lightening, okay? As it dries, it lightens. But it doesn't stop the gorgeousness from happening. Oh, look at that. Oh, and this, oh my heavens. I am loving this. I want to get as much texture as I can. And honestly, I found that if you let it dry on its own, it doesn't give you this kind of this beautiful texture. It just doesn't. It just didn't do that. And hopefully I saved the ugly one. I say the ugly one. It has beauty in it. It does have beauty in it. But so you can see what's happening here. Okay. And yeah, you can totally see what's happening. Oh, look what that just did. See? It just does this stuff, right? Oh, I love it. And we still don't know exactly what's happening on the other side, but I guarantee it's beautiful, okay? And the back is going to be a lighter version than the front, obviously, since the color wasn't exactly the same. But some of the ones I showed you were from the back, to be honest with you. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. And you can see, I'm so sorry that was loud. I'm going to move some of my goop out of the way. All right. So you can see, hopefully you can see some of the beautiful texture within this. And I love this. I think it's gorgeous. But I wanted a little bit of pizzazz. And so I don't know if you're familiar with these metal enamel effect basics. And this is the gold, the silver, and the copper. And I'm going to use the gold today. And I just wanted flecks of gold in this, okay? So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to give it some gold texture, okay? Let me get that to go again. Well, let's see. Come. There we go. Now I'm back in business. And I'm just going to do this all over it just because I wanted to, okay? I just like the look of that gold. Now, you can stop here, okay, and let it be these strips. And I think that's lovely, and that's what I have on the other one. But I wanted to show you what if you wanted to take a paintbrush, and I'm actually going to use this one. Okay, I just have a paintbrush. And if you want to, you can take it and just give it a little brush stroke. And I think that is lovely too. Okay. All right. Now, one of the reasons I have another one is because this takes another hot minute to dry. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to listen to that heat tool any longer, so I'm not going to heat tool it any longer, okay? But I am just gonna kind of do that. And then I've got a little on here, so I could just kind of go like that. And it just gives that a little bit. Now, looking at it like this, I'm gonna be honest, to me, it's not as gorgeous until you section it out. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm going to get another one out. Okay. And this is the one I have done. Okay. So this is the one I have done. You can see there's lots of swirly jigs, and I just did the plain one. Okay. Now I want to show you, I wish I had the ugly one, but I think I have gotten rid of it. Let me see. Yeah, I think it has gone to the dog. So here's this, but I want you to see what happens, what's underneath, because here's the top, and then there's the underneath side. So I'm going to get my scissors, and I'm going to cut these strips off. And I tried using my cutter, and I'm going to be honest, it may have been a little bit wet at the time, but it just didn't do a great job. So I felt like it did better when I was just using scissors. And I'm using these because I want to use my chromie scissors, not my good snips. Okay. And cut this off. And let's look at the back, because I have not looked at the back. Oh, and I would keep these because I think these you could do some gorgeous stuff with, right? Okay, so let's pull this off. And look, you have a lighter version, let me move that out of the way, of this. It's obviously the same thing. It's just a lighter, softer version. And you can use this side, you can turn it over. But this to me is just as gorgeous as this. It's just different, right? And you can see, okay, I'm going to put them like this, because these are like, this is this dark. Look how that lightens. Look how the pretty peacock lightens. And this has got, you know, a lot of, I don't know, just softer tones. It's just interesting to me how this and this are the same work of art. And I do feel like this is a work of art. So let's look at the other ones that I have, because I just want to look at them before I move on. Oh, I put them over here. So this was the next one I did. And this I used Flirty Flamingo, Lemon Lolly, Pool Party, and Petal Pink. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this too. Again, I kind of wanted to do so y'all could see it at the same time I did. Not that it's live and not that it matters, but I just kind of wanted to do that. All right, so that is, and this I think, you know, you could do, I just really wanted to show you could do it with different colors, because you don't have to always use the jewel tones. These are obviously lighter colors. So let's see. Again, this was the second one I did, and I let this one kind of dry naturally, I believe. I don't think I cut it at all. And so, but then you can see the back of this one. Oh, look at that. I didn't cut the right side. But anyway, the back of it is a much lighter version of this darker version. So there's that. That's kind of cool how I did that, huh? Okay, and then I wanted to use just blues and greens. So this is Pretty Peacock. No, a little bit of Pretty Peacock. It's mainly Coastal Cabana, Pool Party, and Balmy Blue. And so I'm going to cut the sides of this. I kind of like I did that last time, where it just made it even bigger instead of two separate pieces. So I'm just going to cut these sides. And I thought if you wanted to do a beach scene or a winter scene, and here's the reason why there's pinks on the end. You want to know why there's pinks on the end? Because I didn't clean the cutting board because that seemed like a lot of work at the time. All right, so let's open this up and look. You've got these. Oh, look at that. Look at the color in that. Oh, I just think it's so cool that you've got all of these little, I don't know, I want to call them freckles, but they're really not freckles. But I just think they're so cool. I'm gonna clean this a little bit because it kind of looks, so there's that. And these, and again, you could do whatever you wanted with these. But I just wanted to give you some other color options. So we're going to go back to our original. All right, here's our original. And what I did was I have, these are pieces of our window sheets, okay? And you can, I don't know if you can see the difference when you add the window sheet, and you certainly don't have to. But I wish you could see the difference that it just brings, that shininess. But what I did was I used our Deckled square or Deckled rectangles dies. Let me get those. I used these, okay? If you don't have these Deckled rectangles, oh, I think they're gorgeous. And I cut, okay, and I used this one right here, okay? And you're gonna have, you know, these squares. And then what I did was I had all of, you know, I cut a bunch of these because apparently I'm making 1,000 of these cards. Oh, I also want to tell you, if you don't have the window sheets, these come on your polyacrylic stamps. You've got this, so you can absolutely use this same piece. If you have clear envelopes, you can also use that. So if you don't have window sheets, don't despair. Okay, so, so what I did, I said, you know, I had these squares because I made a bunch of them, but I wanted some strips that were deckled on all 4 sides. Okay, so I took this strip, all right. I took one larger, all right. I took one larger, I put it right here, and then boom, I die cut that. And so then I had some that I cut in half. Okay, I made larger, I made smaller. So then you've just got some other options, and if you just wanted to use that right there, you could. Okay, so for me, when I did this, oh, I gotta close this alcohol out. And just so you know, I have used so much alcohol. I use this all the time, and this is the first bottle I've ever been through. Oh, just got some more alcohol in there. Okay, so, but I wanted you to see when you've got this, okay, when you put it in different places, do you see that you get a completely different look? You know, like say I want, oh, look at that. Like how gorgeous and different is this right here from that right there, you know? And then when you take the other side, this is the lighter side, again, totally different look. And I think you need to see it with this to know what you're going to get. Does that, I hope that makes sense. Look at that. That's totally different. Like that and that are 2 totally different things. So you've got like all these gorgeous cards right here at your fingertips. And I just think that is the coolest thing ever. I just love it. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to use some of these gold and I'm going to cut them. Oh, I'm just going to kind of, I'm eyeballing here. Okay. I'm eyeballing. I'm kind of doing this. Okay. And I'm just going to cut several strips. I think I can get, let's see, I bet I can get, this is, yeah, about halfway. And I bet I can get 2 more strips out of it, right? Yeah. Like the last time I did it, I chose where I did it, and I could totally do that again. But then I'm going to get probably, maybe 2 or 3, but I'm going to cut them in half. Right now, I want to kind of cut them in half so that I have more of an option of what I'm going to use. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I am drawn to this piece right here. I'm just drawn to that. I don't know why. But if I do that, I'm going to get to choose where I do that. And see the little, I mean, totally different than that, right? But I've got green stuff, so you know what? Maybe I'll do this. I think I'm going to do this one. And here's what I'm going to do. This is, I think, kind of cool. Or this is how I did it, okay? I'm going to go ahead and use my glue, and I'm going to go around like this, okay? And I'm going to put this on here. And look at that. I barely made it fit. I didn't cut these long enough, did I? Oh, you know what? It's going to work. Then I want you to notice how this is just, it just kind of is magnetized to that. Oh, look at that. And then what I can do is I can take my scissors, and I want to use my snips for this. And I'm just going to snip this off so that it doesn't show. Am I going to save that? Yeah. Okay, so then this is like that, okay? And then I have a piece of basic white cardstock that I'm just gonna do like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this on here. But if you know me, you know that I'm gonna use dimensionals, okay? And I'm actually gonna use the dimensionals to tack this down a bit because it kind of needs it just a little bit, okay? I'm gonna do that, and then I can do that, and that, and let's do one right there. Okay, so I've got this. And honestly, this one doesn't have near as much of the green. This whole sheet has a lot of the blue. And I'm not sure that what I kind of cut out is going to work. So I'm going to put this just right on here. Okay. And then oh, so lovely. I just love that look. And then I made some of these. I just made some just to notes. And I used 2 different stamp sets. I'm using Translucent Florals and Inked and Tiled. I love the Translucent Florals, and I think that they look really pretty in vellum. And so I did these in vellum. So I think I don't want, here's the thing. I don't want to cover too much of that because this is just so pretty. So I'm just going to kind of go, I think I'm going to kind of do like that and then add just a note right here. Okay. Oh, just kind of gives a nod to the colors, but I don't want to completely, I don't want to cover that, right? So I'm going to do this, and this is, I'm going to show you how I'm going to adhere vellum. I'm going to get my silicone mat and add some glue to that. Hopefully you can see it. Okay, and then I just tap this, okay? And it doesn't, to me, it doesn't show. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put this right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this right there. And then just a note, I'm going to dimensional, just like that. Okay. Everything wants to stick right now. Okay, just a note. I'm going to put it here mainly because I don't want to block all that. So there is my card. It's a simple card. I think I want this to be my showpiece. I mean, I will use, quite honestly, I just think this is so pretty that I will be, you know, adding a lot to these. I mean, when you look at that, and then you look at this one, look how different that's going to look. So we're going to do this one real quick. Let's see. Let's find a bigger one. These are bigger. I'll do that. Okay. And you don't have to do all the other. So let me do this. I'm going to add that there. Okay. I found that just worked better because it, I just want some of this. I just have to do this. All right. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. And then I can add some here and add a little bit here so that sticks down. That looks like it's stuck there and there. And then I'm going to again get my snips and snip it down. Okay. I hate cutting off the gold. And then get a little bit of that. Again, that doesn't show. Okay. Okay. Got to do one more. Now, if I wanted to add some jewels to this, I could. I'm really kind of trying to keep these as a simple, lovely card. I don't want the beauty of this to just be lost. And so that's what I'm trying to keep from happening. All right. Again, not that this isn't on there. Well, it is. I did add more stuff to it, but I do, anytime I have a, I don't know, I always like to add extra dimensionals to the center too. So that's why I'm adding that one there. This is probably plenty. Okay, let's see. And honestly, I think for some of those, I would get some of my Blueberry Bushel and do some just to notes. This can be an all occasion card. This can be happy birthday. This can be thank you. It could be congratulations. This is a very much an all occasion card, which I like. And I like to have these kind of in my stash of cards that I might need. And because you never know, you're going to be like, oh, I need a card. So there you go. Look at the difference between the two looks of these cards. I wish you could see the beauty of the clearness. It just doesn't do it justice. And I am just going to do not with that one because that has something on it. We're going to do just a note just there. That's all I'm going to do because I don't think it needs it. Sometimes, and again, it looks to me like this is framed art. And it's a coffee filter. They're super cheap. All right. Just a note. Right there. Just a note. So here is this. I hope that you liked what I did. I really hope you liked what I did. If I wanted to, I could add a flower to that. I don't know. What do you think? I'm not going to put it in there quite yet, but you certainly could add. No, I don't want that. No, not on this one. I think this just needs to show that beauty. Let me know what you think of this technique. I promise you this is a really easy, fun technique that I think that you can just do millions of them. I mean, if you added this in the greens, you put a cute little, maybe get the baby stuff and you could go do with baby stuff right there. You've got a baby card. These can be for anything. I hope that you had a fantastic Thanksgiving. If you're in the United States, we just had Thanksgiving this week. Oh, and this just a note I was going to tell you came from inked and tiled. I had also cut these out because I thought I might want to use those, which again, you could, and it would look beautiful. So I also did some inked and tiled that you could use if you wanted to do that instead. And I also did some of these in regular, not vellum. This is on vellum. These are not. This card I did not on vellum. Okay. And then this, I mean, it really does need just a note. So I'm going to add the dimensionals to that really quick and add it because it needs it. I can't stand for this not to have any kind of a sentiment. Just a note right there. So there's that one. I wanted to add that little just a note. So again, you could use lots of different ones to any of these that you wanted. Again, these are just die cut. So here are some of my cards. I hope that you have an absolutely beautiful weekend, a beautiful week. Do something creative and send your cards out, y'all. That's the most important thing, is make them, send them, love them. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.